Okay, we are live. All right. So, good evening and welcome to another episode of Nick's Knowledge and Notions in Cube Science Series, brought to you by the Seven Spheres of Money and Duransburg International. Of course, I'm Nick Westbrooks. I'm your host, and I'm joined as always by DJ, the Money Coach. What's going on, DJ?
Man, fired up, brother. We are almost across the finish line, man. Working on this major project that we've been endeavoring for the last uh, 90, 120 days, and it is almost across the finish line. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the people that we've been helping, and then I'm most excited about our upcoming event Sunday night, man. It's going to be off the chain, and it's going to be jam packed with probably over 20,000 live viewers on Sunday night with the conscious mindset, being interviewed by them to talk about, pay yourself first, debt freedom, financial independence, passive income, and, business, real estate, investments, and accessing the network and helping, another 20,000 people over the next 2 decades.
Good. I'm glad you mentioned that because I definitely wanted to use tonight to really take our time to promote this upcoming program and really, emphasize to the people how big and how amazing this program is going to be this coming Sunday. Yeah, so you definitely want to take our time to talk about that before we get into our topic, and then talk about it some more, when we finish it up, because this is something that you don't want to miss. We you should definitely be in the building for this show this coming Sunday, 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, on the Conscious Mindset. You can look up the Conscious Mindset on Facebook, and that's where you can watch the show live. So yeah, you definitely want to be in the building for that, for sure.
Definitely. We're gonna have some rock stars on the platform. A few of my experts from the Seven Spheres of Money team. We're gonna have people on the platform that have done millions of dollars of real transactions. People who are live on the ground doing $1 million real estate transactions, business transactions, financial planners. Might even have our ace in the hole legal advisor, Lisa Shebar. She's going to be coming off the road and try to hop on. We're going to have a potential guest, COO of the city of Houston. We're going to have a lot of powerful people, man, on the program that are very well accomplished. We're going to have some guests on there that we've helped, through the Seven Spheres of Money system. So if you want to find out how to get ahead in this pandemic, which, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, it's probably going to get worse because with the new election, which we're going to talk about tonight, they're talking about, potential, lockdown and forcing us to do some stuff to take away some of our freedom. So that's going to end up putting a halt to a lot of small businesses as well again, and it might be worse than the first go around. So this is definitely something that you want to tune into and check out. So I'm extremely excited about it. We were on the platform before, had a tremendous turnout. I don't know, I think it was 15,000, something like that saw that live and a replay over like 30,000 people. So we about to bring the hammer, tell the story, and keep it real. And that's what it's about. We're gonna bring you that pom lifestyle. That plenty of money, peace of mind. I mean, how you think I look so young? Because I'm free, baby. That's right. I got a full head of hair. You see that, baby? Full head of hair. That's right. That's right. I mean, I look younger than most cats that are 35 years of age. You know what? Because I'm stress free, baby. I'm fired up.
Yep, that's what it's all about. Yeah. So that's how you know you need to be in the building for this. That's how you know. Yeah. So like DJ just mentioned a few moments ago. This information will be especially vital. Now that the election, it's hit its peak. I won't say it's over yet, but it's hit its peak. And we're looking at some potential changes that's going to be happening in the near future. So we're going to talk about, we're going to focus on that and kind of discuss the the various aspects of how this election season is, impacting, the world economically and impacting individuals, financially. So that's what we're going to focus on tonight. So just to open it up, the first thing that I noticed the day after election night on Wednesday, while everybody was ranting and raving and celebrating or anxious to see what the voter count was going to come out, quietly, news outlets were reporting that 167 U.S. billionaires gained $57.4 billion the day after elections.
Oh, dude, the Monday, man, the stock market went up, I think like 20%. Some investments that I hold myself went up by like 60%, man. I mean, it was a spike. So if you have been a wise person with high level financial intelligence and had bought, some stocks, on Thursday and Friday, I mean, the tech stocks went up. Some of the conversely, some of the at home stocks went down because people were anticipating that, we're going to get out here among it. But it spiked and, it was amazing. But at the same time, it made a correction and it pushed back last couple of days, to be honest with you. So if you knew how to do shorts and calls and you were great at it, like our expert, Leonard Ray, man, a couple of points, change, arbiter, you would have made a ton of money. I mean, I know we did very well. I know people that we know did very well. And that's going to be happening for, next 90, 180 days. You're going to see emotions, dictate the flow of the stock market. You're also going to see that dictate of the real estate market, which you're going to see the market be affected adversely by it because of the huge taxation that's going to occur. So all those people who are out there in those, professional income brackets that have household incomes, $250,000, $400,000, if you don't have corporate entity structure, proper estate planning, and protection vehicles around you, you're about to get hit with an ugly tax bill somewhere in essence between 16 to 20%. And, the people who, gave up, their freedoms in exchange for, the change of, presidents, which I can care less who the president is, to be honest with you. It's just a matter of, execute your strategy, because if you execute your strategy properly and you look at the trends by studying history, you'll know which position to be in. So right now, over the next 90 days, come January 21st, you ought to have a plan in place to transition with the transition of the new president, that you're not affected adversely by it. And conversely, you should be able to seize the opportunities that are going to be right in front of the landscape. And a lot of those opportunities, Nick, are going to be in business acquisitions, real estate acquisitions, and studying the downward trends in the market, that if you study the pattern, you'll make money by not being emotional about it. That's the reality. And then you have to position yourself for the freedoms that are going to be, taken away. And, if you don't believe the freedoms are going to be taken away, if you're in the working class, if you're in the middle class, you're about to get hit hard. And then, the socialism program is about to be rolled out across the landscape, unfortunately. And those people who want people to do stuff for them, they're going to think that they're getting a great deal. And at the same time, those people who are supporting the United States, which is primarily middle class America and professional middle class America, they're going to get hosed, man, because this is a socialist regime coming into the White House. I don't care what you say. Go look at their record. Look at their track record. That's all you got to do. Look at their track record. And again, I'm agnostic to it. I'm looking at the business. I'm looking at the taxation, and I'm looking at the freedoms that I still want to afford to have. And if your freedoms, get taken and you find out 3 years, 4 years later, hey, don't be surprised. Don't go jumping off any roofs or anything like that, because the writing is on the wall. These cats have been telling you what their plans were from the jump, and you help motion that in. And again, I don't care if you can't stand the existing, president going out. I don't care for them personally, but when you look at the business aspect of it, you look at the freedoms aspect of it, and you look at the fear mongering that we have. I mean, they're already talking about, I don't know if you heard this, but they're talking about that they're going to try to mandate a lockdown for 6 weeks after the new president jumps in office. And here's the funny part. And I know we're going to get a lot of pushback, but I don't care. From the medical, institutions and the medical practitioners, all those countries, European countries that got out ahead and did the lockdown early, and they had things that supposed to have tapered off, they're now spiking again. Their numbers look like they're projected to double, but they shut everything down early before everybody else, but yet they're starting to spike again. So what do you think a 4-6 automatic lockdown is going to mean for us? Businesses are not recovering. Some businesses are doing extremely well, but the ones that are in, the restaurant service industry, a lot of them have not, come back.
Right.
The flip side of that is if you have assets and access to capital, man, you could be buying stuff for pennies on the dollar. Excuse me, right now. That's the exciting part. They said, what is it? The pathway, 2 roads less traveled, the tale of 2 cities. And one pathway went this way, one diverged that way. You got to be reading the tea leaves and the science behind it, and just strap in and be a technical investor, and be rest assured that what your game plan is and how to roll up. I would encourage you to get yourself access to the new tax laws that's going to come out. They're going to be changed, and you might not see these changes immediately in the first 90 days, but you definitely going to see them towards the end of the second, third quarter of 2021. You're going to see those. And like they have record sales in homes and refinances because the interest rates are at a all-time record low. That's not going to stay that way forever. It's going to be low, but the devaluations in the properties are going to go down as well. But again, I was just talking to an expert buddy of mine that's been on our team for 15 years. And he was telling me in one particular market, which I can't tell you exactly what it is because you got to be part of the crew. I ain't going to be dropping no free dimes. But
yeah,
a town, very metropolitan town in the middle of America, now able to buy properties for $5,000 and put 20, 30 in and get yourself $800 to $1,200 rent. Man, I was so excited when I was on the call with him, dude. I was like, dude, sign me up. Sign me up. And here's the reason why I was excited, because it's one thing to hear about it, but it's another to know people in the industry on the ground having been doing this for a long time. And the reason why I'm excited is because my same partner, who's an accountant by trade, and used to manage a $1 billion portfolio for Kraft Foods, and we started an accounting practice back in the day. He gave me advice over the middle of summer when I bought another real estate property. He was like, dude, I get out of that and hold your dollars for bigger and better opportunities that's going to come towards the fall. He's like, I don't know exactly what they're going to be, but last time something like this happened, technically and scientifically, mathematically, there were great deals came on the street. And low enough, he told me, man, he done bought himself 2-3 properties, and properties that would have cost you 80, 100 grand.
Wow.
He had one of them for 30 grand, one of them for 50, free and clear, and getting rents $800 to $1,200. So I'm like, oh man, dog, I'm excited, baby. I'm excited. Then I'm thinking about the other major project, that acres of land.
Right.
And I'm just like, man, what is this going to be worth in 5 years when you bought it way undervalued? Because guess what? I've seen this video. Now I can tell you about Detroit, because Detroit is hot now, but Detroit wasn't hot 10 years ago. Nobody was willing to invest in Detroit 10 years ago, but we had been in the Detroit market since 2004, 2005. And when we turned our properties back, me foolishly turned my properties back in when the market crashed 2008, 2010, turn around and see my other partner gobble up all those properties, pennies on the dollar. And now, he's got assets 240 properties, close to $14-15 million, all paid for. Now, he doesn't own all of them, but he owns a quarter of them, and he manages the rest of them. And I own properties in that portfolio myself. I physically have seen it. I've seen properties go from 120,000 literally down to 30-20 grand, and then come right back up. Get back in the market 2015. I bought 2 properties, just like my partner was telling me today, for $32,000. 2 properties, fully rehabbed, 32 G's, and one property pays me $800 and one pays me $750. That was in 2015. Own it, cash outright. You feel me? And the property has appreciated, very small in the appreciate, but I own it outright and it's cash flowing hard. And I'm gonna turn it back over to you because I don't want to get too way off the. But I was just watching a tiny home program, which I started getting interested in about 3 years ago. And these cats, you gotta love the haters. If they hating on you, you're doing something right. Let me just tell you that. If they hating on you and you are an entrepreneur with a game plan and you swimming upstream where people ain't comfortable, you are doing something right. So I'm watching this tiny home show with this cat who just started investing about 3 years ago, and he builds these 2 tiny homes. And one was like 700 square feet, and the other one was a vertical. It was about 1,200 square feet. He paid $165 for one, which is a bunch of money, because usually tiny homes you can get in 30, 40, 50 grand. He paid $165 for one, turn around, paid $65 for another. One was in Los Angeles, one was in another part of Los Angeles County. He rolled out his spreadsheet, showed the beginning when he bought the properties to right now today, and this dude knocking down $54,000 in passive income.
What?
Do the math on this. He's 65, 165, and 65. That's $230,000. He's knocking down on each property like $6 to $7 grand a month before taxes, and then when he netted out, he was clearing $3,200 and $2,800 on each property. Net profit, $54,000 a year on 2 properties that people were clowning him on his site. And he was like, well, hey, you can laugh all you want. And I'm laughing right to the bank, brother. Right to the bank. And I was saying it, I was just talking to one of our members because he has a few acres of land. And I said, hey, man, I'm going to advise you to put a tiny home on your land and rent that bad boy out, because that's the new trend for millennials and retirees who are become minimalists and they don't want all the headaches. And they'll go out even on, a little vacay, 3-day vacay. This dude's getting $245 a night on the weekend to stay in a tiny home because the novelty of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he got all the latest appliances and all that, but it's the novelty of the experience that people are up paying. And he said he basically started that same spot where he was renting out for like $60 a night. He said, here's the secret. If I'm sold out, my prices are too low. So each month he showed where he increased his rent from August to November and almost 100% increase.
Wow.
But last 2 years, people have been clowning. Oh, man, you paid 3 times too much for that tiny house. But they didn't know his end game. He wasn't buying a tiny house for his own personal residence. He knew exactly where he was, knew the demographics, and knew that it was something in high demand. Knowledge with access and a plan is success, baby.
Yep. Yeah, and that foresight, that foresight to see and know that it's going to be successful. That's definitely key there. And even and it may sound like that DJ went off a little bit talking about the real estate and tiny houses, but take it back to what we opened up saying with your freedoms being potentially taken away. When because me too, I'm an agnostic as well. My political party is self-governance. that's my political party. So when you govern yourself, you're not depending on anyone. You're not depending on anyone to do anything for you. You're not depending anyone to give you what you need. So you're getting into these real estate deals and these in this tiny house trend. Those are examples of how you can take ownership of your life and govern yourself. Pretty much.
Absolutely. And you're going to have government subsidies that are going to come down the pipeline for certain groups of people. You got to be positioned. I'm telling you another thing. If you are not, a minority business enterprise, owner, and you are in business, man, you better get in, because that's one of the things that's going to be beneficial with this new regime, because they're going to be flowing money down those pipelines and those tunnels for those selected few people. And if you happen to be already ahead of the game and plan, they turn on that faucet, and you got a certain niche and you got that certification, and yet behold, you're a black woman and you're a two-foot minority and woman. Oh my goodness, you're gonna get paid. And then if you're smart enough, you're gonna take that business revenue and you're gonna start acquiring assets. So I want to look at the positive aspect of this, but at the same time have a reality, perspective on what's about to, happen over the next, 6 to 12 months. But man, I'm excited, man. I'm excited, and it was just funny looking at people, stopping their whole lives for, 6-7 days to figure out, man, I already knew that, the change was happening. I mean, the writing was on the wall. You have a perfect storm. The pandemic occurred, interest rates low, people fear, services shut down. You have a new norm where people can eliminate overhead by doing, Zoom and, StreamYard and Skype, where it's like, hey, I don't need to have this unnecessary overhead, but I can also increase my profit margins and still be effective. And we've had last 4 months, man, we've done well. I mean, shoot, we've been jam packed. I mean, just I think this is like the first day that I did not have, 2-3 meetings, that you set up for me. I mean, November has been jam packed, dude.
Yeah. We're only like the second week of it, just about.
Right. Because people and it's funny. I talked to Rick Polson today too, and Rick was telling me, man, dude, they got business coming in hand over fist.
Wow.
He said people are concerned about insurance. People concerned about their estate. And they're like, hey, we got to get our ducks in a row. He said, man, his phone is ringing off the hook. Now that's our guru who, manages over, 20 billion and writes 1.2, 1.3 billion in premium every year. And he said, here was the equalizer and what leveraged them above everybody else. They were prepared with a certain type of products and services that other people didn't have. And with the premiums going up on other major carriers and theirs is staying the same, because they did like Southwest Airlines. If you don't know, Southwest Airlines got ahead because I forgot what the owner of Southwest Airlines, what's his name? Herb. Man, what's that guy's name? But whatever. They bought futures in the gas.
Okay.
Like 20, 30 years ago. They anticipated, you know what? Gas and inflation is going to be X in 2000. So in 74 to 80, they paid in advance to have their fixed price on their gas. Okay, let me bring that home to the common person and the common layman. You have a utility bill, right? You renew your electricity and they give you options. You can renew for 12 months, 6 months, 24 months. Which rates do you get the shorter and better terms? This question for you, Nick.
All right.
If you're renewing and I'm offering you on a lower rate, do you get a lower rate with a short term or take a longer commitment?
You said a lower rate with the short term or take the long commitment?
Yeah. So to get your short, so if right now electricity is 10 cents a kilowatt, and you want it at 7 cents a kilowatt, what do you think the utility company is going to give you the 7%? Are they going to give it to you for a short term commitment, or are they going to give it to you for a long term commitment to give you the best discount?
Which one do I think they'll give? I mean, of course, they're gonna give the one that's gonna benefit them more than me.
So which one would that be? Think about it as a business person. What's the most important thing right now in a pandemic is to have sustainable business, right?
Right. Yeah.
So how am I going to get the better term as a consumer? Is to do a short-term deal with the utility company or get them a long-term commitment which guarantees them money?
Oh, well, for the consumer, be the short term because they want to keep you long. They want to keep it for the long term. Yeah.
Right. So for the utility company, they want you locked in for 24, 36 months, and they'll give you that lower rate. That's what Southwest did. They say, look, I'll buy in advance this gas because I got cash flow, but you're going to give it to me at 5 cents versus what everybody paying 10 cents for now. And you may look at it as, man, you putting all this cash out there, but you saw into the future, things going to change and prices probably going to go up. And if they don't go up, I can go back and renegotiate. That's basically what you're seeing happening. And I'll give you another example of how that works. So, went and got the haircut yesterday. So I get my haircut at Astoria's place. Shout out to Great Clips. So they have a special every November. You can buy haircuts in advance for 30% off. Every November, guess what I do? I buy 20 to 30 haircuts. And so the people in the shop are like, man, you giving them $240? Hell yeah, because guess what? I got four kids. 3 boys, right? Haircut $18-20. But they're selling the haircuts to me for $10. I buy all those haircuts in advance. I pay 30%. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
And I put it on my business credit card, so I'm gonna get some points on top of that. But every time I go in now, I'm getting a haircut for 10 bones.
10,
now, I know, the brothers be out there with them $200, $300 haircuts, but I'm gonna tell you, man, my $10 haircut don't look far off that $200, that $50 haircut. So who's winning, baby? And they only sell these cards for like 6-7 days. So I went in, boom, yep. Give me 20, 21 cuts, 24 cuts. Man, you want that many? Heck yeah, I want that many because I was like, man, I'm thinking, can I buy them 2 years in advance? It was, oh, you can only buy it for 12 months. I'm locking and loading. I got my same hairstylist. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So every time I buy more, guess what happens? The price goes down. So now I can go in there with confidence any time of the day. Boom. Oh, $20 cut. Oh, that's $10 for me, bros. Throw in the $3-4 tip. I still come out winning.
Yep. Yeah.
There you go. And I get to write it off. God. Because guess what? We doing an event tonight. I got to bring my A game.
Right.
We doing an event on Sunday. We get interviewed. I got to have a haircut. I got to be clean shaven.
Yeah.
That's a requirement. I get to write it off. Oh, snap.
Hey, for those of y'all out there listening, don't get mad. Just learn the game and get and get like us. That's it. We can teach you how to do this.
Man, dude,
no secret. We're not stingy with the knowledge. We'll show you how to do this.
Right. We're gonna share this knowledge, and the thing is, you can't be afraid. And man, I'll be the first one to admit, man. Everybody's human, and this is what you never see on these platforms. You always have people tell you the glory stories. Man, I'm making this, I'm making that. Look at my crib and all this. But tell me when you had a rough patch. It happens. I was just in a rut recently, but when I looked up and I saw the stuff that we had in front of us, and here's the most important tip, and this is a relationship to the election and everything. Hey man, before you do anything, surround yourself with a great advisory team, some wise men, some wise women, and get yourself a mirror and look in the mirror and take a straight look at what you're really doing well and what you're not, and let those people around you tell you the truth. Don't have yes men and yes women around you. And the reason why I say that is because I'm looking at my situation and saying, wow, things not going, where I want, because yeah, we're making good money, but I thought we were going to make 10x. And then my advisor just looked. They said, look, dude, wait a minute. You doing this? That's going. You got Nick over here. He's getting the fort down, making the track. That's going. You got this project over here. Your kids are doing well. Dude, what are you in a rut about? And you're buying stuff pennies on the dollar now. And you made a wise move over the summer and went from buying a single family, bought that, and then sold it. And now you got yourself a chance to buy 18 acres with a business that did $1 million last year for the same down pay. So, dude, I just automatically, oh, man, yeah, I feel great. I feel great. Yeah, I got some things that, is happening that we go through. But when I looked at it, my partner, he said, hey, man, you're a go-getter. He said, you're in the top 5% in the United States and where you stand. And yeah, you're going to look back and be like, man, I want to be in the top 1%. But there will be people lining up to have your life on your worst day. And he's like, he wasn't telling me that to pump me up. He was like, look, dude, look at the reality. Would you exchange the people, your mentor passed away. My number one mentor passed. He said, would you want to be where he is? No. He said, of course you wouldn't. He said, would you want to have a whole bunch of debt? I don't have any. He said, and you got people lining up wanting to partner with you and you're helping families out. What can you not get excited about that? And then I was like, you know what? You're right, man. You're right. Let me count my blessings and let me work through the opportunities which are in disguise. And let's knock out our business. And shout out to Ross. Peace, family, peace. But man, dude, I am excited. And then the icing on the cake for me, man, they start playing that Christmas music. It's going to be playing until December 25th. And I just love Christmas music. I mean, December is the month. You know it. Dude, I cannot be down in December, cannot be down in Thanksgiving. And you got Black Friday and all this stuff. It's just no matter who's in the office, God gave us health and gave us access to wonderful people and a wonderful platform. You got to be excited and fired up. So we get back on topic, but the election is going to make an impact. But that impact is determined on how you play your cards. Yeah. You get a bad, stack in your cards in a game, in spades, bid whist, or bridge. Dude, if you got skills, you can still make lemonade out of lemons.
Yep. Yeah. We all, sometimes we just need that person or that team to put things into perspective for us, because we can, and I know I'm definitely guilty of that as well, of being too critical of myself and not just taking the time to be to show gratefulness for what I have and what's ahead of me. So yeah, I definitely feel you on that, and I definitely feel you in terms of putting ourselves into position, regardless of who's in office. But for those who do choose to play that game, do choose to participate in that political game, you may have noticed that we'll probably have a change in presidency while the opposite party is made some significant gains in the Senate, so that'll be interesting to see how that plays out, and
get ready for the midterms. Get ready for the midterms, because there are a couple of seats that people inherited because either somebody passed away or they got elected to other offices that they can only take half term. So you can still make an impact in your community locally. This is the thing that amazes me with people. They get so caught up in the national election that they forget about the election right in their own neighborhood. Right. I mean, you could be on the board of your HOA. You can vote for the judge in your district, the state representative, the state congressman, the state senator. Those people are the ones that really make an impact in your personal household on the daily.
Right.
I mean, let's keep it 100. So if you are really concerned, get involved in the daily, politics in your community and work upward from that standpoint. I mean, that's the reality. And the reality is that, this is a wealth gain, and it's a social economic thing. It's yes, there is, unrest that's going on in our community. But at the same time, a lot of it can be resolved through economics. Lack of them or access of it. And I'll parlay this in again. So just like anything in deals, like the deals we're working on. So, we had some hiccups and we have some unexpected expenses that occurred. But then again, to have access to people who have resources and you can just pick up the phone and call them, it doesn't matter if they say no. But to be able to pick up the phone and call somebody that got 7 figures and say, hey, man, hey, Missy or whatever, can you take another look at my project and tell me why you won't get on board with it? And then you can go to your local bank. If you have, that 800 credit score,
Yeah, you didn't show that at the beginning.
Yeah, baby. So here's the funny part. In our class, we teach in our class. Where's that? I have to find a book. I have a saying in the class that banks and institutions offer you money when you don't need it. And so it's so funny. So I've been getting correspondence from 2-3 banks just begging me to come in and sit down with their personal banker and how they can help me out. And you know why? Because they've been seeing those assets in that bank account increasing every month. So before they didn't want to talk, but now Mr. DJ, I'm your no, you're not my personal banker because I don't have no relationship with no individual banker in a retail store. But if you want to keep sending me information, then I might take you up on that, that line of credit for $250,000. I might take you up on that personal, signature, line for, 50,000. But dude, get excited. But again, these are the things that the relationships, looking at, what's happening and say, how does this help me hit my goals? Election or non-election, I still had a plan before the election involved. And then this is what the pearls and nuggets that Eric dropped on me. He said, hey, man, I know you do this every year because you brought it to my attention when I became a client of yours 10 years ago. He said, you do an evaluation every year where you were 12 months before. He said, what's your numbers looking like from 2019 to 2020? Dude, I looked up. I looked at the revenues. I looked at the team. I said, dude, I'm doing better. And then he said, how's your health doing? I said, dude, I'm like, 15 pounds lighter. I'm in better shape than I was the year before, and I look younger. He said, bruh. Now, mind you, I still have challenges, but when he gave me those, and I just looked at them, I was like, dude, I'm excited. And that's the thing. If you have your health, that's your ultimate wealth. And for the people out there that have been affected by COVID and families been struck, we pray for you and we send out our condolences. But at the same time, we are victors. Veni, vidi, vici. Latin means I came, I saw, I conquered. And every opportunity out there that's a challenge is an opportunity for you to win, because one door closes, another one opens up. But first and foremost, you got to be looking.
Yeah.
And you got to have your plan to execute. Or you can put yourself into a rut and go deeper and deeper down. And you got to evolve around people that are ahead of you all the time. And you got to constantly infuse that information. I mean, dude, just listening to 10X, buy and sold, never eat alone, just keeping those things and getting out and getting that exercise. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even turn on after those the second night. I was like, dude, I'm not sitting up here watching this negative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same old stuff, man.
Yep.
It's the same old stuff. So that's purposely driven. Guess what? They doing that because they making money. Before this election and the pandemic, the regular media outlets, the big four, ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox, their numbers were in the toilet because nobody's watching in your generation, and especially not millennials, are watching no television. But because of the pandemic, you know, they are now in tune and they just feeding them with negative information. But guess what? You're not paying attention if you ain't in the business world. Them ads that are shooting across from them campaigns that are spending millions and billions of dollars, and those networks are excited and they sell negativity.
Mm-hmm.
They're not selling, you know, positivity, peace, you know, and grace across the country, because that don't sell. They selling set the house on fire, go get in a fight with your neighbor, hate, you know, black, white, you know, Hispanic, Asian, you know, get up. No, man. The kumbaya does not sell. So yeah, he gonna fight. He gonna put his attorneys to stay from, dude. He's out of there. He's out of there. You know, the orange guy is out of there. That's the reality. And they already announced that he was already making a play to create a digital media company. He already had a game plan, man. He playing you. And then you know, people who's got their little pieces where they're gonna get their, you know, their chosen select token, you know, positions. They only gonna last for 2-4 years. And again, what do you own in this world? What assets you got? What's your net worth? What are you building? That man, dude.
That's the most important thing right there. Yeah, definitely.
Man,
yeah.
so let's keep it coming, baby.
Hey, I mean, it's not.
We tuning up for a Sunday night, baby.
Yeah. I mean, it's not much else to it. I mean, you touched on the ad, you know, on the ads, you know, the millions of dollars that were spent on ads, and we know that, you know, we understand that money, hundreds of millions. Yeah. We understand that money changes everything, and it's not. And this is the interesting thing about it. You know, this is another way that you could play the game too. If you put yourself into position and you're building that wealth, and if you choose to play that political game and participate in that, you know, you can become that donor. And we know that it's not the politician that's running for office that sways the public. The public is looking at who's donating the big money, and they're looking at that person, and they're saying, okay, this person is donating 6 figures to this candidate.
They're dictating policy, brother. Dictating policy.
Reason behind that. So
exactly.
Yeah. So we
the funny part when you know people are sheep, because they don't realize that these billionaires are donating on both sides of the fence. They hedging their bets. Oh, the orange guy not coming back. Oh, I dropped a couple of million in the socialist campaign. Oh, the socialists didn't win. I dropped a couple of million in the orange campaign. So they still get an invitation to the House, to the Congress, to the Senate, and still get their agendas pushed. And like Dr. Claude Anderson talks about how you want to leverage, build businesses, buy real estate, buy the lobbyists, buy the elections.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
It's the same old song, bro.
Yep. Yeah. So like I was saying, if you choose to participate and play that game, you know, it's still, you still got to follow the same process, you know, build businesses, accumulate those assets. And then if you choose to play the game, you go ahead and you know, use that leverage to play the game. But if you're like us and you're unbothered, you know, you're not really worried about it, you just focusing on yourself, you can go in that direction too. But
mind your own business.
Yep.
That's what Robert Kiyosaki has said for almost 20 years. Mind your own business. Winners mind their own business. They don't compete against anybody. Man, oh, another great point. 0 to 1. The dude breaks down, the founder of PayPal. He said, it's not a competition. It's being the best you can be, because people comparing themselves and try to compete. You're losing because you're not going to be the best you can be as yourself because you're too busy looking over your shoulder. Think about that. He said, competition creates complacency because you're comparing instead of maximizing the opportunity for you. So if I'm you right now, if you're so caught up in the election and the post-election, take out a piece of paper. Put down what is it that you wanted. What did you decide that you will do to get there? And who do you have to connect, partner with to leverage your position right now? And go find those people. You know what I mean? That's the magic silver bullet right there. I mean, we had the same conversation past 2 weeks. Hey man, here's what we need to do now. Yep. Let's go knock these things down. And sure enough, what'd you do? Boom, brought one back to the table. 2, send another thing out there. I sent out some correspondence. I'm like, okay, yeah, we got off track, but we stopped looking for those strategic partnerships.
Yeah.
And then once I got back on track, after I got my counsel and the 7 spheres of money for me, tell me, boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden, my focus, next thing I know, I started seeing a couple of opportunities. Oh man, here's this cat over here, played baseball. I sent you that link. This dude that made, millions of dollars. Man, let's send out and try to connect with this cat. All he can do is say no, but we got some commonalities that we should, line up with him, and we're not in direct competition with him.
Right.
And that was the other thing that I looked at that raised my game, was like, oh man, some of these people we've been contacting, they see us as their competition. Because they might be saying, oh man, I'm doing financial literacy. I'm doing real estate. I'm flipping houses. I'm buying businesses, but they're not doing that on the regular. So they automatically see us as a threat versus a compliment, because we do straight financial literacy niche base. And when we get that accomplished, we turn them people over to our partners in the 7 spheres of money and let them work side by side with experts. So I said, you know what? Man, that make a lot of sense. Let's start strategically find people who want content in the lane that we provide, and they need people to come on their platform to fill up space that are experts. Gonna be a little bit more work, but we can hit the pay dirt and then show them what we good about. And hey, ask me any question you want to ask me. I'm either gonna knock it out of the park or not, but guess what? I ain't gonna be boring.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So if we look at it from that perspective, man, dude, unlimited opportunities. Get excited. Those people who are getting down and glum over the election because their guy didn't win or this is gonna happen, man, guess what? There's opportunity right there, because they might prematurely sell some assets undervalued. Or they might just stop competing against you, and that's one less person you got to compete against, which makes your opportunity bigger and better. Or they may be advising themselves. They say a person who advises themselves is a fool. And so that progress can stop. And man, dude, it's so many. Man, dude, I'm jacked up. And just to be able to talk to our members, Nick, and they be like, oh yeah, I come on the show and tell my testimonial. Man, just think about it. That's impact.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, that's impact, man. I mean, thank goodness. And that was the thing. I was talking to 3 members this week, and they were just saying about how we had helped them, just in minor things, just by giving them access to information, wasn't charging them, and connecting people in the same area. It was like, man, thanks a lot. And I was like, man, this is what we're really doing this for.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you saw the correspondence that was sent to us a couple of times in the emails, and then we had the people asking, hey, how can we get help with this, and where should we go? Like, hey man, click on here, click on there. And again, that never eat alone mindset. Make yourself valuable to people without asking them for something in return, and then there's going to be automatic blessings that's going to happen. And like I said, man, you sit down here And I'm talking to Rick, and Rick's like, yeah, man, we ain't forgot about you. We doing this, this, and that, and we're gonna put you back on the calendar. What you got? Oh man, yeah, we still moving forward. And again, we assess everything. The election is over. It's holiday season, baby. You got your consumers out there that's gonna be lining up to get knocked over on Black Friday, and then they're gonna get knocked over on Cyber Monday because they get knocked over right now. So guess what we should do? While they're putting that consumerism stuff out, let's put our good stuff out into the marketplace.
Go ahead and talk about that. Talk about what we're gonna offer to the people. For Black Friday and Cyber Day and all of that.
Man, dude.
Yeah,
man. Let's talk about that. Dude, we're gonna give amazing stuff. So let's just walk it step by step. What we're gonna give you
take your time to let them know what they
give you a precursor to what we're gonna talk about starting Sunday night. So if you don't know us the first time to the show, DJ the Money Coach, $40,000 worth of consumable debt, 525 credit score, now about 17 years ago. Read one book on credit, took my credit score to 720 in a year, 24 months, over 800, been over 800 for the past 15 years, maybe 16, something like that. Consumer debt free from $40,000, $60,000 in 3 to 4 years. Everything with my name on, owned it outright. 2002 to 2008, became a 6-figure income earner, eclipsed a 7-figure net worth, total freedom. So what we're going to do for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and starting this Sunday night, we're going to give people the access to all of our programs. I'm talking about all of our programs. And here's what you're going to get. The first program, and this is important. And people may say, man, this is basic stuff. But guess what? The fundamentals are what win in life, okay? The fundamentals. So we're going to give this DVD digital course. It's not a DVD anymore, but it's a digital course. This digital course is the course that helped me get my stuff all ducks in a row. 3 hours, 18 modules, college level information taught at a 5th grade level. I'm going to say that again. College level information taught at a 5th grade level. Going to give you 136 principles of financial success with a financial encyclopedia. Okay? And that financial encyclopedia will actually teach you family finances 101. And you'll be amazed. And you're not amazed, Nick, because you've seen people come through the program, yourself included, that are professionals that didn't know what's basic to me that's not basic to you, which conversely, I'm not a master in English. I'm a decent writer, a decent speaker, but I don't know how to write and edit like you do. So something that's basic to you, to me, is not. But we're going to break down and teach you, right now, how to reduce your taxes, how to pay for your child's education, how to buy a mortgage. And even when people are getting interest rates very low, Nick, there's still people getting hammered over the head.
Yep. Because
they don't know what a yield spread premium is that's tied into your APR, annual percentage rate. Even though you may tell me you're getting 2.25 on a mortgage, but your APR is 3%, where is that 75 basis points going? It's going in your mortgage person's hands and your mortgage agent's hands. So we're going to break that down. We're going to teach you how to become debt-free, step by step by step. We're going to teach you how to increase your credit score. Don't we get people asking us how to increase their credit all the time?
All the time. Just got one this week. Yeah.
Right. Just got one this week. So we're going to teach you how to get your credit, back on par, not cheat the system. If you screwed up your credit and you did it because you were being, irresponsible, we're not going to show you how to just blow it out and get these credit lines and then you go, do it the wrong way. So we're going to teach you that. So you're going to get this financial education booklet that it took me, 5 to 7 years to put all this information together. We're going to teach you how to get on a debt freedom plan. We're going to teach you how to pay yourself first. That means set up an emergency fund. Have 3 to 6 months of income in your money market account, not your savings account, not your investment account, for these oops. We're going to teach you that. And you're going to be like, man, I'm not interested. But guess what? There's 80% of people out there who lost jobs because they didn't have at least $3,000 to $5,000 set aside. So we're going to teach you how to do that. We're going to teach you how to open up your Roth IRA, get that bad boy fully funded. So when the election had occurred and it spiked, you saw your assets jump up and don't have to pay any interest on the earnings on it. We're going to teach you how to set up that Roth IRA. And then when you get those three basic things done, then we're going to teach you the right way how to invest. We're going to show you access to real estate investments from single families where you can get in as low as $5,000. Oh my goodness.
What?
$5,000?
Grand. That
Get into a property, buy a property, rehab it, put another 15, 20 in it for 20, 30,000, have a full property that's yielding $600 a month in passive income. And guess what? You don't have to do it by yourself. We'll partner with you. That's the great thing about it. How do I know we can do that? I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count that I can guarantee it because we've been doing it since 2004. Then we're going to show you how to take a skill set as a professional and teach you how to become an entrepreneur and build the entity the proper way. Show you the proper entity structure, be it a corporation, C Corp, be it an LLC, a limited partnership, be it a general partnership, a sole proprietor. We're going to show you how to put it in place step by step by step. Then we're going to show you how to become a private investor and invest in bigger projects that don't even require the banks. So we're going to step all through that. In this course right here, we get $399 in corporate America and sometimes $799. That whole course with the book, the digital course, consultation. I get $400 an hour for my time. People have paid me, and I can show you the receipts. We're going to throw in the consultation too with that. So you're going to get $890 worth of hardcore services and digital products with books, Cost of Financial Ignorance, and how to retire outside the city for $99.
what?
$99.
DJ, stop playing. Stop
Man,
playing.
dude, I had to shoot myself in the head for offering it like that. But guess what? We're gonna pass those blessings on, and guess what? Yep, you're gonna have people out there. Oh man, that man, I ain't. But it always amazes me, Nick. I'll sit down with somebody making $150,000, and they got $250,000 worth of credit debt, student loans, overextending their credit cards. But they driving, $60,000 car, living in a $350,000 house, got no cash flow. Then I'll turn around and sit down with somebody that's making $30,000 and they got $50,000, $60,000 cash. And I'm not saying that's the norm, but what I'm saying is if you're watching this right now and you poo-hooing that little basic program I showed you, and you are not free or you're not cash flowing and you don't have passive income, your wood is wet. And what happens to wet wood? It sinks. You see what I'm saying? So then we're going to offer them our other program. That's just our entry level program. That's just to get the party started, right?
Oh,
and because you went through all of the programs over 12 months ago. So the next step is where they get access to the rookie plan, the pro plan, and the all-star plan. And people probably saying, well, what are those? That's a 3-week session directly with DJ the Money Coach, Melvin, the Registered Investment Advisor, Lisa Shebar. We sit down with you for 3 straight weeks. Rookie plan is you want to start learning about personal finances and you want to be coached. So 3 weeks straight. We do a risk tolerance questionnaire. Check it out. We do a risk tolerance questionnaire. And what that does, Nick, that teaches you what kind of investor are you? Because if you're going to get out here and play this investment game, okay? You see this here right there. There's 5 types of investors when it comes to paper assets, okay? So you need to know what type of investor you are. I don't care if you make $1 million and you don't know you're a conservative investor or a balanced or growth investor. your money gonna be easy come, easy go. So we're gonna take one session and go over everything about FINRA. Okay, it's the Financial Independence Organization that regulates registered investment advisors. That lines up with the Securities Exchange Commission in 1936. Okay, so we're gonna walk you step by step through that. Get all that right. Put a budget together. Put a survey together. Then we're gonna do a financial analytical report on it. This is the one that gets everything on point. And this is the one where that we go over everything with you. We ask you your assets, your credit scores, you have inheritance, do you have a will, a power durable attorney, who's your investment advisor, your tax attorney, your real estate person, your mortgage person. We go through everything. This is like 45 to 60 minutes. Thorough, complete, and it covers everything. A lot of people, it's like getting a physical and you ain't had one in 2-3 years.
Yeah.
So we bring that all together. And then the last thing is we roll out a comprehensive, written, full-blown financial plan. I mean, full-blown, full-blown, give you your personal net worth. Cash flow, baby. Tell you about the cash flow. Tell you how to properly protect your assets. And then we do those things that go with them 2 dirty little words, that accountability and discipline. We put you on a budget where every week you got to report your expenditures, whether it's good, bad, and different. We put an asset allocation model together for you. Then what we talked about with the election, hey man, what was your goals and your objectives before the election? Then guess what we do? We tell you how to get started and get that stuff rocking.
Yep.
And we tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And then you want to buy real estate, investment real estate, or personal real estate, we get you approved for a mortgage and tell you exactly what you can afford. And then because I believe in God, we believe that you should contribute to some charity or foundation. And we tell you how to do it, starting out with 1% commitment out of your assets. Because if you don't believe in God, think about karma. What you give to the world, you get back. So if you're not being blessed right now, it might be because you're not giving enough of your talents, your time, your money, and your gifts, right? Put that emergency fund together for you and tell you how much you can afford to put aside right now. Even if it's only $5, we get you on the pathway of doing it. And then here's what trips up a lot of people. We give you a housing analysis that tells you exactly how much house you can afford. A lot of people go to the bank, get these loans. Had a member today told me he just got approved for $260,000, but he only makes like 70 grand a year. He doesn't need a mortgage almost 4 times his income. But because he got excellent credit, got cash, and hardly no debt, they're willing to give him more than he can afford. And he go out and get a brand new house. It gets reassessed, and he's over a certain threshold. He's going to be a hiccup away from being in trouble. But we do it right here where we keep you in these nice thresholds, 20 to 25%, even with hiccups, you can still afford to keep your home. And then we show you ways to refinance, get home equity lines of credit so you can pay off your house early, like we did for our man Ross, like we did for Shirley, save them $90,000, $100,000, paying off their homes 7 to 10 years early. Brother. So that piece right there, that's $995, Nick. Just for that. And a lot of people say, oh, no, it's not. You're right. Guess what? Only 2 ways you can get a financial plan, okay? If you go to an advisor, they got 2 ways to charge. One, the high-end advisors, they charge you a percentage of your actual total asset. A percentage from, 25 basis points to 2 full percentage points. So if you had $500,000, they could charge you 10 grand for that financial plan. Woo. Or they can charge you a flat fee from $500 to $995. Or you can come through a program like us and get a financial education plan from an expert like myself, who's been doing this for 20 years and has helped 20,000 people. And in a rookie plan, man, we charge $700 for that. I think we're going to be giving that away for something like $390 or $299.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wow.
Then we have a pro plan. Pro plan is a business person who's already gotten down the road, got assets, is now thinking about entrepreneurship. So again, we sit down 3 sessions, week after week after week, hard crush, run through the same thing with them, but start getting them acclimated into getting their skills into place. And then we hook them up with basic, simple stuff is, hey, what are you great at? What's your hedgehog concept? What's your never eat alone network? Because if you're a great writer, great editor, and you don't realize that you have people in your network that can benefit from the skills and you're passionate about it, and you have the ability to be number one in that market, you could just left freedom, walk right out the door because you didn't know. So we line those people up, Nick, professional plan, and set them in motion and get them hooked and tap them into our network and lock down the boat. And here's the funny part about it. 80% of the people that come through the digital course get on to the rookie or the pro plan. And then the all-star plan is somebody who's already got a business, already trying to go to the next level, trying to get permanent passive income and invest in other businesses. And again, that person sits down with us for 3 straight weeks. Those programs are usually like $1,500 to $1,800. I think the all-star program, we're going to be giving away for something like $597. Now, mind you, you will be spending with our team about 4 to 6 to 7 hours. And I get paid, again, I'm telling you, $400 an hour, minimum. You got to block 3 hours of my time. We're giving all that away, and then we're going to give a 30% discount off our full memberships, which one is called the asset membership, and that basically handles all your personal finances for the whole entire year, taps you into everything we do on the personal asset side. Then we have what's called the executive membership, taking a professional, working with a professional, getting their business in place, and working with them for the entire year. And then we get them into the principal membership, which actually puts you into the private investor category and enables you to actually buy and help other people in investments and start other entities. We're going to give 30% off those programs starting Sunday, going all the way through Black Friday as a giveaway. And yes, this is a promotion, but this is the facts that people need, especially that are worried in a pandemic to get their stuff straight. So I'm excited about that because we've been helping so many people. I mean, over the past 4 months, we've sat down with over 200 something people.
Yeah.
200 something people. And out of those 200 something people, about 120 of them got our rookie pro packages. And out of those 120 something people, something like 60, 70 people got on board with memberships. So we obviously doing something right.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to stop taking meetings.
Yeah.
But we're now caught up, and we're going to open up the window again to do more consultations with people as well. And I'm going to do that, Nick, up until like the second week of December. And then I'm shut down for the remainder of the month because that's what we do. We take that time off. We recharge, refresh, celebrate our birthdays.
Yep.
And start hitting our plan for 2021. So, man, I'm excited about that because you can walk in and you're going to spend, as a consumer, on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you're going to spend $300 to $1,000 on stuff that you ain't even going to know where it is come January 2nd. But you can invest in yourself, in your family, for the same amount of money and come out with assets. And I think the power in this, well, it ain't what I think, it's what I know. Because it's in those testimonials that if you go to djthemoneycoach.com, you'll see people who we've transformed their lives. I mean, you're looking at one right now. 12 months ago, I mean, would you thought you have your own show, your own platform? I mean, would you thought that you would be damn near completely consumer debt free? Right. Credit score, right close, knocking on the door, if not already surpassed 800, and an investor in a couple of major opportunities. Think about it. Hey, man, turn it over to you. But that's what we're excited about. We're going to roll this out. And if you get perturbed that we send you an email or two every day, hey, you know what? Just unsubscribe. It's like my man Grant Cardone says, hey, if I ain't annoying you, then I ain't doing something right. And if you are looking, you want me to send you as much information as possible. So either you jump on the boat with us, or hey, jump off, but you better do something.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's the reason why I'm excited. I'm excited because like you just mentioned, I went through that entire process, that that breakdown that you just gave of going through getting the All-Star and then becoming a full member. I went through all of that.
Talk to him. I mean, you went through every step. Talk to him
I'm gonna go through every step.
I don't think you understand. And I never had a plan to hire you to do no work for me. Straight up, right. It wasn't even in my vision.
I'm going to talk about that too. Talk
about it from the get-go, because I remember when you saw the first program and you wrote that incredible testimonial, and I was like, damn, who is this dude? I don't think we that great. But
I'll talk about that. So that first program was a family finance 101 webinar, live webinar. And and that glowing feedback that I gave to DJ and his team was that he was giving up so much information in this webinar, because I've been to webinars.
And that's the thing, is that you were a person that was seasoned, been on webinars, been reading books about money, credit, and everything. So that would have exposed us as frauds if we didn't know what we were doing. That's the one thing I loved about it.
Exactly.
So back to you.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been I watched webinars before. These guys, they might teach you maybe like one or two strategies, or give you one or two pieces of information, and then they spend the rest of the time, selling you something. But DJ literally went through that booklet that he showed at the beginning, that Family Finance 101 course. He literally went through that whole that right there. Yup, he literally went through that entire book, during that webinar, and there was so much information that he had to come back and do a part two, so he could finish going through the rest of the information.
So how many hours did we put into you, and how much did you pay for it, straight up?
Oh man. I mean, we're just talking about the webinar.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So
the webinar had to be, between the two parts of the webinar, it had to be like between about 3 to 5 hours, for the webinar, and for the part two, I didn't even have to pay to come for the part two. I think I paid the $59.95.
Wow, you got the special, man.
Yeah,
where's my check? Where's my money at?
I got it on the special. I didn't pay it full price. I got it on the special.
Smart.
Got the two parts. Got that whole course. And then I'm like, okay, he's giving up all this information. This guy's the real deal. So that's when I got the rookie package, right? So I got the rookie package, and I in order to participate in the rookie package and get the consultation, you have to submit your financial information. So
I forgot to mention that. You know what? I forgot to mention that. We have Yep, you're right. That was one of the prerequisites, that I wouldn't waste my time with somebody without them sending in a budget sheet.
Right. Yeah. But I have any problem with that, and all the people that DJs work with over the years, they don't have any problem with that, because they saw that he's the real deal. They see that he's serious, and that he's really up there. Yep, there's the survey. Yep, that's the survey.
Budget sheet that goes with it.
Yep, and there's a budget sheet that goes with it. And
why was that important to you? Why was that important? Here's the budget sheet right here.
Right. Yeah. So that's definitely important.
Tell me why that was important to you, and you tell me, had you ever seen something like that before? And these guys would be just selling. What did that do for you?
Oh no, the guys that just sell, they don't care about where you're at or if you're able to take advantage of the opportunities that they're offering. They just want to get the sale no matter what, no matter if you got the money for it, no matter if you gotta put it on your credit card. They just want to get the sale, and if you stick around, great. If you don't, oh well, we got the sale from you. But by sending in that information, that budget sheet, and that survey, it showed me that the 7 Spheres of Money wasn't a one-size-fits-all type of program. They tailored the program according to my specific, the place where I was specifically at the time, and my specific needs and my specific goals. So that's what was important to me. So I submitted that information, and just from looking at that information, DJ and Melvin were able to tell me right off the bat what I needed to change. Right away they showed me that I'm paying too much for my car insurance. I'm overpaying and underinsured for my life insurance. My interest rate is too low on my emergency fund. So right in that first meeting, they were able to point those things out, and they were able to give me the resources in order to rectify those.
And how much money did we make for giving you that advice? Honestly.
Oh well,
Zero. I mean, because I don't make money on those transactions.
No.
I don't make money on emergency funds.
Mm-mm.
I don't make money on insurance.
No.
I don't make money on lowering your car payment.
Right.
But I know those are important for you to get assets to start buying assets.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And a lot of people, it's over their head, or they think it's beneath them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So just moving along. They also, Melvin looked at my retirement fund. I work in public service, as a school teacher. So he looked at my state sponsored pension, and he also looked at my 403B, and he said, your money isn't working for you as much as it should. So we need to put this into another vehicle. And what we actually did is we got my Roth IRA set up. So to ensure that I had enough money to fund my retirement whenever I choose to retire. So man, we got the Roth IRA.
Think about that. How you 29?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
29. So just think about this move. Is that you got that set up, and if you didn't come through the program and you kept going other programs, they kept selling you stuff, which is their right to do and your right to buy. Mm-hmm. But that one move, taking that money, paying off that car, and taking that excess and putting it into your Roth IRA.
We didn't even get there yet. We didn't get to the car yet.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm sorry. My bad. But
we didn't get to the car
IRA, it puts you in a position to invest $300 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Earn $250,000 to $500,000 in the next 20 years. By the time you 50, this is what cracks me up. Check this out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let you get. But this is the thing. Who wants to be a millionaire? All right, 29. So you actually gonna be 30 in December, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right here, we teach a thing that's called How to Be a Millionaire. It's got an age number thing there. It says 30 years of age. If you're going to retirement at 65. If you got a 3% return on your investments, Nick, 1354 will guarantee you $1 million in the bank at 65. 6% return, 710. 12% return, $162, brother.
Mm.
I think you making more than $162 in the moves you made with the organization to put that in your Roth IRA.
Absolutely.
That one move. And don't even touch it.
Right.
Pay yourself first, automatically taken out of your account, what you've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
12% return because you put the asset allocation model together the first time right. And no matter what the ups and downs of the market, boom. At 50, you're gonna have $500,000 to $750,000.
Yeah, and that's just with the Roth IRA by itself. We're not even counting
Right. We're not talking about the real stuff.
Yeah, we're not even talking about the we're not even talking about the other investments in that passive income that yeah, we're not even talking about that.
I mean, yeah, bring it home. Tell us about it, man, because I know what the people are saying right now. Oh man, you're biased because you're part of the program, so you're gonna tell us all this stuff. But the reality is, like you said, you have been doing stuff before you met us.
Yeah.
And we meet people up here, we meet people down here, we meet people in the middle, and it's very rare, probably 1 to 5% that we come across people who don't need any help here, but they trying to get to the 10x level. And we have people that are there, like Rick Polson, like Brandon Hutchison, that are managing billions of dollars that are personal friends of mine and business associates.
Yeah.
So back to you, brother. Back to you. I'm excited.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding. Yeah. So yeah, DJ mentioned the car, so that was one of the pieces of information that I had to send them on that financial information that I sent them prior to that first consultation. So we looked at the monthly car payment, we looked at the the interest rate, and so DJ pretty much showed me a strategy of how I can cut down the amount of time left on that car note. So and
here's the thing: did we have you increase your income to do that, or we just took money from stuff that we found that you didn't know that you were overpaying for?
No, yeah, exactly, yeah,
we redirected it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we cut the fat pretty much. Yeah, cut the fat. Yeah, so I mean, I just happen to have 16 months left on the car note. I can only imagine if I would have met DJ a lot sooner, how much time I could have cut off of that car note. But but with the short amount of time that I had left on the car note, and the short amount of time in which I was working with DJ, I was able to cut off 6 months from that car note.
That's huge.
The car off six months early.
That's huge. And then now talk about the assets that you started building.
Oh yeah. So
this is an asset in of itself. This is your most valuable asset, regardless if you know it or not.
Right. Yeah.
If you build it right, it's gonna take care of you for the rest of your life.
That's true. And so yeah. So after working as a client, of DJs around May, May 2020, a few months ago, DJ was in the process of moving the brick and mortar business completely online. He already was doing some online business, but now he's completely moved it online. He saw that I used those two dirty words, and plus that third word, that apprenticeship, and he said, you know what, niggas are sharp client, sharp young client. I'm putting together a young team. Come and help help me move this business online and help me run this business. So DJ mentioned that he hired me, but in actuality, he didn't hire me, Nick Westbrooks, the individual. He hired me, Nick Westbrooks, the corporate entity. So that was something else that he showed me how to set up that corporate structure, and set it up the right way. So I too can take advantage of all those write-offs that he always mentioned.
I mean, and you and Astoria, y'all talk about it all the time on her show.
Yep.
It's amazing. So you've invested probably a couple of $1,000s into this program.
Yeah.
What would you say, even monetarily or really, intangibles you've gotten out of? Let's say if you never saw me again, would you have any doubts that you're going to hit your goals and be financially independent in the next 2 to 5 years?
No doubts. no doubts whatsoever. Yeah, no doubts whatsoever. I have the roadmap. I definitely had the roadmap. Now it may be a little bit more work because I don't have that team
right.
and access to those connections and those resources, but I certainly know the roadmap to get there.
Right. But you also, making a great impression on the people that we've introduced you to. And
Oh,
those
indeed.
people speak volumes about you. So they would not take your phone call.
Yeah, that's true. Yep,
I
indeed.
mean, that's the amazing thing about it. And the reason why I say that, because we were talking to Ericka earlier today, and I was telling about how people speak volumes about her that made us want to do more business with her and help these people because of that earned reputation, that, that him status, hero, integrity, man, that or mentor for the woman. So, dude, that's amazing. And I just hope that the people who need this help takes advantage of it, because it's always sad to me that I've never met anybody that's successful who has not had a coach, who has not had a mentor, who has not went through an apprenticeship program in some shape, size, or form and been involved in some system. They either created it, like Robert Kiyosaki, which took years, or they plug themselves into it, or they rely on their own talent, and it usually fizzles out. So if you're not investing in yourself, you're going to be coming up short. You may be winning right now today, but you're going to come up short because you don't have a system. It's not duplicatable. And again, if you're counseling yourself, it's unwise. So, I mean, that's the thing is most important about this message. And again, having the ability to find sharper people than you are. So what you did for us is you brought us to the next level in terms of writing, organization, editorial skills. Don't have that skill set. And I acknowledge that. Man, let's pass it on to somebody who's more passionate about it and can bring it at a higher level so we can be totally, polished. And we still got more work to do, but at the same time, man, again, we're rolling out these specials. And, if it's for you, great. If it's not for you, that's great too. But don't say you have not been informed and we have not shared the value of the information, because for a fact, there's some programs that you've seen me invest in since you've been part of the team that we spent thousands of dollars on.
Yep.
Because we had to. And then we seen some that we invested in that didn't work and was wrong, and we got out, but we didn't complain or harp about the dollars we invested. It was part of the process.
Exactly.
And I think, because if you don't put something into it too, we're not giving a magic pill. Let me say that. I'm not giving you through our system something that you can't not work. You got to put them dirty two little words: accountability and discipline. And you got to be an apprenticeship mindset, and you got to do the work. And this is what my dad always told me. Only time you're going to find success before work is in the dictionary. And the one common factor with everybody you see that's successful, they are diligent in their work and working their plan. And that's the difference. And if you don't know that we're experts at what we do, it's just because you haven't met us yet. But I challenge you to take us on task in those three, systems that we've have mastered for the past 20 years. Our hands down. Our digital course, them 3 hours, them 18 modules, they money, baby. Because I've seen people save hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've seen their credit scores go up, and I've seen them put money in assets. And we have another system that I didn't even talk about called the 3 Steps to Success. And that's where we literally put you in a high-level program to have you invest in businesses. Businesses make revenue. Revenue acquires real estate assets. And then we leverage the tax laws. And we take people across the country and put projects in front of them. That we have 4 projects right now that we've been working on all the time. Number 1, our asset, division in Detroit, Michigan. Again, like 240 properties, almost $15 million in hard assets. Not one mortgage on those properties, Nick.
Wow.
Not one. Project number 2 in the middle heart of Missouri. Over 80, 90 properties valued at somewhere close to $10 million. Now, those properties, most of them have mortgages on them, but they're appreciation, applications where you buy and hold, make a 7 to 12% annual return, and then 5-10 years later, you turn around, flip it, and get double your money. Been doing that for 10 years. Then we have, this little program by our expert that does, Forex who's been in the Forex market since 2007, and he advises you on how to make $100 a day at the low end in pure profit, or you can get on the big side, invest, 5 figures, and make 5-6 figures a year. And then when we wrap it all together, then we show you the big game hunting, where you go out and hunt the buffalo and the lion elephant, where we bring projects together that range from 2 million to 20 million, and you can get in as low as 50K, and we teach you how to create transitional wealth, transformative wealth. So we got them at every stage, but it all starts with this little itty bitty fundamental program and running the bases called the 7 Spheres of Money. Family Finance 101 course, with accounting, insurance, banking, estate planning, mortgages. And that's where it is. We go from there to the rookie plan, to the asset membership, the executive membership, the principal membership, to the 3 steps to success. Step by step by step. And knock it out the park. And man, that's what we're doing. Starting on Sunday. We rolling this out Sunday night. Be on, watch the show.
Yeah. I want to say something about that too, because if you're still not a believer, DJ is really going to be put to the test, because this is a live show, and the host, he's taking questions from the audience, so they're going to be tossing out all sorts of questions to DJ. So you want to see if he's the real deal, see how he handles those questions on the fly.
Bring it on, baby, bring it on. And see, this is one thing I'll tell people too, Nick, is that I don't know everything, but I know a lot of people who know everything.
Yep.
So if I can't answer the question personally, I know somebody that can, and that's 20 years in the game. And that's the power of real wealth, is that you can pick up the phone, email, text somebody that can give you answers and be honest with you, without a hidden agenda. That's the thing I'm most proud of, is that the name in the marketplace is solid. And you want to test that? Hey man, pick up the phone, call the Houston, Federal Credit Union, call the Montgomery Regional Airport, call the YMCA. They doing our products.
Yeah, they all know. They all know. Yep. Yeah, so make sure you tune in on Sunday.
And that's election proof, baby.
Oh yeah,
that's election proof.
Oh yeah, because DJ's been through. I know he looks young, but he's seen his fair share of elections. Especially as working in the financial realm. He's
Yep. Oh yeah, man. We seeing some elections, man, big time. And we seeing people take advantage of people. We seeing people get wealthy, overnight, because they had a system in place that actually was in the right place at the right time. And, just look at it, just like with Zoom. Zoom stock and valuation went through the roof because of the pandemic. Look at Netflix, through the roof. But they're not overnight successes, because they were building their pipeline for 10, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just, studied and got on top of, the history, and had the right vehicles in the right place. So, man, yeah, I'm excited, man. This has been one heck of a event. And Sunday night, come see us. We're gonna bring out the showstoppers, and they're gonna answer all your questions. And I'll be the first one to tell you, like I said, if I don't know it, I know somebody that does know it, and we'll tap into our 7 Spheres of Money system and get you plugged in if you want to get right like rain.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So let's go ahead and close out and then get on out of here. I think they got the message, and if they didn't get the message, then your wood is wet.
That's right, baby.
Yep. Yeah. So until Sunday, because we're gonna see you on Sunday. We wish you a pom lifestyle. That's plenty of money, peace of mind, and come join us on the beaches of the world. So until Sunday, take care, be safe. Peace.